On the banks of Derby Yerrigan, or Perth's Swan River, is this state-of-the-art sports fan's dream. Perth Stadium is a 60,000-seat coliseum that opened at the end of 2017. It's hosted an array of events, including the Dockers and Eagles AFL matches, and is widely reputed to be the most modern sporting ground in Australia. And the landscaping around the stadium is just as remarkable. 34 hectares of both hard and soft landscaping envelops the area, creating an amazing public open space for Perth. I'm taking a walk with the landscape construction manager for the project, Julian Rose, to take in some of the highlights and find out how it was done.
The whole idea here, Josh, is this is a pedestrian-friendly parkland. It's a park surrounding a stadium where you can catch the bus here, bring your boat down or get a train into East Perth and come over the Mattergarrett Bridge and walk the whole precinct or ride your bike around and just bring your family down. And it's a safe environment for everyone to enjoy the day without any cars in the precinct at all. So it's just fantastic.
This really is a stunning location by the river, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, Josh. It's a fantastic place. I mean, what a great spot right by the water here to build a great parkland, to get everyone with their families to come down and bring the river right into the parkland. It certainly is a stunning place to come and spend the day. Yeah. All this marshy, swampy land poses a lot of challenges, and on top of that, this used to be the old brickworks, and then once that was finished, it became a tip. And then after that, they rolled a golf course out across the top of it. So we had to deal with a lot of contaminants in the ground. The ground actually had to get capped at a certain level with a plastic grid mesh, and then we had to import 25,000 cubic metres of topsoil to put 300 mil of topsoil over the whole site to grow all of our gardens.
During construction, structures were set on concrete piles, which were anchored to the underlying bedrock. Once the built items were completed, the planting could begin. A huge number of plants have gone into this project.
Look, we grew 260,000 tube stock for this site. The great thing was the project went over 2.5 years, so we could stage all of that and contract grow all of the tube stock. Lots of different varieties that were grown, and we grew them all in a forestry tube. The idea behind that was to try and get some longer root growth in the tube stock. So basically the success rate we got out of that was fantastic.
And a combination of local species and broader West Australian native plants?
Definitely, yeah. There was some endemic to the area, a lot of general West Australian natives and some Australian natives here as well, to make sure we had lots of diversity in the plant species.
And any favourites for you?
Yeah, I think the Calathemnus was a really nice one for me because of the red flower that you get on it. I really like the aromophilus for all the greys, and the colour difference between the greens and the greys work really well for the palate. All around the edges of the river and the lake you see behind us, we had to put all the rushes and sedges in to stabilise all of the soil, and they took off really quickly, so they did their job really well and got all their roots down into the soil to stabilise all of the embankments and everything, because the water table here rises with the tide, so having all of that soil stabilised through the project was really important, so they played a big role in this site.
Trees are an important part of this landscape too, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, Josh. There was over 1,600 trees specifically contract grown for this site. So there's a lot of new trees brought into the site to just increase the tree numbers down here, but also a lot of trees were salvaged. Quite a few bigger trees over in the parkland behind us that were picked up from the old golf course clubhouse and stored in the back corner over here in a temporary nursery. And then later on, when the project was coming to completion, was moved into this area of the park and the bus hub over the other side. So we managed to salvage about 26 to 30, I think, larger mature trees, and then added 1,600 into the site of varying sizes.
The hero of the parkland is the nature play area, nestled between the stadium and the river, with play opportunities for all ages. Great to see lots of natural elements in the landscape.
Yeah, it is. It's fantastic, Josh. There's a lot of natural timber products that we've used here that were salvaged from the site, a lot of rocks, and heaps of native plants.
And the plants used need to be able to cop wear and tear?
Yeah, there's a lot of tracks through here and a lot of plants that have been squashed and trodden on by all the kids, but you can see that the native plants just do really, really well, and they bounce back well. Such a great asset for the people of Western Australia. There's 34 hectares of garden and lawn here for people to come and enjoy, and it's just greatly improved the whole space from what it used to be 5 or 10 years ago. And you can see by the health of the plants and the trees that are here, this site's only going to get better over time and be such a great asset for the West Australian people to come and use for generations to come.